Hello everybody and welcome to the Thursday edition of Video Clips. And I want to talk about marketing today, and you'll know what this has to do with diet in just a little bit here. But most people know that the major food manufacturing companies hire some of the best advertising and promotion firms in the country to help them market their products, and they pay billions of dollars a year for everything from label designs that catch your attention when you're walking down the supermarket aisles to national advertising campaigns that are so enticing that people remember to pick up these products when they go grocery shopping. And I've often wondered what would happen if products and foods like carrots and cauliflower and potatoes had this type of marketing power. Would Americans eat more plants? Well, we may soon get a chance to find out, so let me tell you the story. Victors and Spoils is an advertising agency that caters to clients like Coca-Cola and General Mills and other food giants. To change things up a bit, a New York Times reporter suggested that the firm try its hand at marketing of all things broccoli. How could people be convinced to buy more of it? The firm agreed to design an advertising campaign for the New York Times at no cost, just so that they could publish the whole story on the marketing of broccoli. Now, according to a Times article that covered the story, the process started with about 24 marketing executives who reviewed people's impressions of broccoli, which of course included comments like overcooked and soggy and hiding under cheese. And the team agreed that their challenge was going to be to come up with a way to reframe a food that for the most part was perceived as negative by the public. The challenge was made tougher by the fact that they recognized that in the United States, and these numbers are horrible but true, only 5% of people under the age of 50 eat the recommended number of servings of fruit and vegetables daily. And those recommendations are woefully inadequate when you look at what the government recommends versus what companies like the Wellness Forum recommend as part of a health-promoting diet. In spite of the evidence showing that those who eat the most fruits and vegetables are consistently better off than those who eat the least, the firm realized that both adults and children were not going to eat more produce unless they wanted to, and that it would be difficult to make people want to when junk foods are convenient and taste better to most people than broccoli. Things are changing, and there are some encouraging things. Jeffrey Dunn, former president of Coca-Cola, told the Produce Marketing Association that, quote, "We must change the game. We can help solve the obesity crisis by stealing junk food's playbook, by creating passion for produce, by becoming demand creators, not just growers and processors." In other words, if we take what the food giants are doing really well and we apply it to healthier foods, maybe we could get a similar result. Now, the article included a lot of background information on food and promoting food, including the perverse incentives the government figures in for growing corn and soybeans for animal feed rather than for more fresh produce, and the checkoff programs that provide huge marketing advantages to the meat and dairy industries. Hundreds of millions of dollars are allocated for these programs, while marketing efforts like the 5 a Day for Better Health campaign suffer from lack of money. According to executives at the advertising firm, while traditional marketing of food products has involved big national ad campaigns and television advertising, now there are better alternatives that actually cost less, such as social media and crowdsourcing. The article's author added that in interviewing farmers and marketers of produce about how to convince more people, they almost all said it was important to stop talking about healthy eating and good food as a chore or duty that one had to do to protect their health, as this approach was not attractive. And I started thinking to myself about some of the messages that we all put out. You know, you must eat better, you take responsibility for your health, and some of these messages probably do sound kind of stern and unappealing. Well, back to the advertising firm. The marketing team visited farmers, farm-to-table restaurants, they read cooking magazines and books, and they were looking for broccoli's place in food culture. They made an interesting discovery. Broccoli was ranked 20th among vegetables, even better than kale in spite of kale's new and rising popularity. And so they decided that their ploy would be to start a fight between broccoli and kale using a fictitious Broccoli Commission of America. They developed slogans such as broccoli, now 43% less pretentious than kale. And what came first, kale or the bandwagon? And eat fad-free, broccoli versus kale. They decided that the war between vegetables would make broccoli more attractive than a war between broccoli and French fries, which broccoli wouldn't win in the minds of many people. Additionally, the team developed marketing campaigns to reach audiences beyond the shoppers at Whole Foods and farmers markets. Billboards that announced things like, "goes great with a side of steak," melts butter, never gets creamed were developed. Associations with NASCAR were considered. The team estimated that the cost of the whole campaign, everything they dreamed up, if they were to do it for real, would be between $3 and $7 million. And the produce industry says it could actually spend that amount of money on a campaign like it. Now, would it work? Well, we don't know. But what we do know is that previous attempts to get people to eat better have generally been unsuccessful, so obviously something different is needed. The Produce Board has added some new members, and they're considering this and other marketing initiatives, and so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But the take-home point, I think, for us in the dietary improvement field, and why I wanted to spend time on this, is that perhaps we should stop marketing diet as another chore that people need to take on and make dietary improvement more fun and accessible. And what I mean by that is we do sometimes, I think, send out a very stern message, you know, change your diet or you're going to die, you're going to experience health issues, and almost a threatening type thing, instead of making the food delicious and inviting people to join us and giving messages like, I haven't made a claim on my health insurance since 1994, you want to know how I did it? You know, making it attractive for people to learn about this diet. I don't know if I'm going to sponsor a NASCAR race, if that's where we're going to go, but I'm definitely thinking about how the Wellness Forum can reframe its message a little bit to reach out to people who aren't sick or maybe just have very minor health problems, and convince them that this way of living is fun, it's exciting, and if you're not part of this plant-based world, it's enticing to want to become part of it. So think about your own messages, the things that you're saying to people, and you know, maybe we all need to consider how we talk to people a little bit more carefully. Well, that's all for now. It's all for this week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back to you again on Tuesday.